it's Liz Yuille from Old Stables Crafts. Thank you very much for joining me again today for another simple stamping Saturday. And we are still in sale-a-bration, so I am still featuring sale-a-bration items in my simple stamping Saturday projects. And today I'm featuring one from the first release of items and one from the second release. The first release was the stamp set, which is Happy Birthday to You. The second release is the Vellum that is on page 7 of the second release brochure, and it is 12 by 12. You get 6 sheets, 2 each of Pool Party, Purple Posy and Soft Sea Foam. I'm using Purple Posy today, but this would actually work very nicely with any of the colours. I just happen to choose the Purple Posy because I like it. So this is the simple project that I have put together. So all we do is stamp the image, colour it in, and then add a piece of vellum here, and then we've got a sentiment on the inside. Of course, because we are talking Simple Stamping Saturday, we've got some stamping on the envelope as well. So I am using one of our note cards and matching envelopes. They come in a pack, which is great, so you really don't need to worry too much. I've got my stamp mounted up, and I'm just going to stamp that with Memento. So this is the Tuxedo Black, which is great for blends work, which we'll be looking at in a moment, but it also works for just general stamping. Now, I do find that stamping on a flat surface is easier than stamping when you've folded, so I like to stamp before I fold my card. I'm coming up the card quite a way because I want to leave room for my vellum at the bottom. And I'm just trying to make sure that the cake is straight, which it looks as if it is. And just press. Now I'm pressing with the rubber, but I'm not rocking the block. I'm just going with the rubber, and then you get a nice impression. Before I go any further, I'm going to stamp on the inside, and I've got Celebrate mounted up, and I've got the Purple Posy Stamp and Write marker, which I'm just going to, got fluff. I'm just going to use the side of it for inking up. Now you will remember that unfortunately, because we had issues with the stability of the colour for the ink pad, we don't have an ink pad in Purple Posy, but there are a number of ways you can get the Purple Posy look. One of them is to use the Stamp and Write marker. Once you've inked it up, do what I've just done, which is huff on it. Hold it in place, do leave it there for a reasonable length of time. And there we are, we've got our nice Celebrate. The other option is to use Highland Heather and stamp it off. Now let me show you what I mean so that you can compare the colour. So let's just get everything off that. So stamp, stamp off, and then stamp again. And that is a reasonable approximation of Purple Posy. So you can see it's very much the same tone of colour. So that is a way to get that Purple Posy look if you don't have the Stamp and Write markers. That said, I'm using the Stamp and Write markers to colour in my image. But before I do that, I want to stamp on the corner of my envelope so that that can be drying as well. So Memento ink again, and the stamp, and I'm just going to ink up the corner here of the stamp because I just want that single flower from the top corner of the stamp, and I want to try not to get any of the cake actually stamped as well. So just that bit, and there we are, we've got just the flower showing in that corner. So that we can leave to dry. While that's drying, this should now be dry, and all I'm going to do is take my Purple Posy Stamp and Write marker and just colour in. and I'm going to try and colour in a shape at a time. So it's the easiest way of getting a reasonably even colour distribution without ending up pilling your card. So just do each petal as a time. Now I'm calling that a petal. I don't know whether it's meant to be a petal or a leaf, but I see it as a petal. So that's how I'm colouring it. So now that petal. So just colour inside the lines, really. I've chosen to go purple posy as much as anything. I mean, yes, it's one of the colours in the vellum, but it also means that you're only looking to buy the 5-pack, the 5 in colour pack of Stampin' Write markers. So on the basis that Simple Stamping Saturday is aimed more at the new stamper, who may have a restricted budget, than an established stamper who may have a little bit more that they can spend, or more that they're prepared to spend. So going just for the Stampin' Write markers, you get 5 lovely colours, but it's not a huge investment. So just colour each shape at a time. Do not go over one area too much without letting it dry in between, because otherwise you will pill the card, and that is not a good look. And happily, oh, that was meant to be a leaf, never mind, it's going to be a petal now. Happily, I am pretty much over my chest infection, and it was only a chest infection, so nothing to worry about. Right, so I've got a piece of the vellum. I better fold the card now, so we're folding it towards the mountain. Bone folder, I highly, highly recommend as one of your first purchases in crafting, is a good bone folder, because it really does help get a nice crisp fold on your card. So it's well worth getting. They are not expensive and they will last forever. There is no way it's going to run out. It is bone. If you get a cheap one, it may run out. Right, so I'm going to cut up to this dot here, and then from corner to corner just cut to that dot. I say corner to corner, corner to that point, just cut to that dot, and then we've got a nice flag end. And what I found, I don't know if you can see here, I've got mini dots behind here. Now the mini dots that I have used are ones that I got in one of our kits. I think it was the mini kerchief kit, I think. Did that come with a mini dots? Yes, so I think it was from that. I'm going to use these for the moment, but I will show you how you can use our ordinary mini dots as well, mini glue dots. It's quite easy to use these and hide them, because you can hide them behind one of the circles, and they don't really show through. So I'll do a couple of these, and then I will show you what I mean. And I'm putting them on the bigger dots, and then I'll show you how I have hidden a bigger one. Let's get rid of that cat hair. Cat hairs seem to get everywhere. Oh, I've got the glue dot as well. Okay, let's just take the paper off and not the whole glue dot. There we go. And then just pop that there. Now, if you don't have any of these tiny weeny mini dots, you can use an ordinary glue dot. All I would say is that you want to kind of make it smaller. So I've just kind of folded it in half and then squidged it into one of those circles, and then you can pop it down on your card, and there you go. And then just trim from the back, so you've got a nice straight edge. It has actually gone, I've gone too far. So I am actually just very quickly going to sort that out. So I'm going to cut that again, and see, we all make mistakes. And just make that a better length. I really wasn't thinking, was I? So clearly my cough is better, just not my brain. Right, so I'm just going to colour this, and then I will show you the other examples. So I've got one that is stepped up a bit, and one that is stepped up a lot more. I say a lot more, quite a lot more. Now, if you've got more Stampin' Write markers, you can of course use those to colour everything you want. So if you've got something like the soft sea foam, maybe. I think that actually is petal as well. Well, I'm going to call it petal. So yes, you could use soft sea foam. That's quite a nice combination. So there we go. That is our lovely card. And then if we go stepped up one level, if I could find my stepped up one level, that would be helpful. Where have I put it? I buried it. Oh yes, I buried it under my scrap paper. So this is stepped up one level. So I've used obviously full-size card, which I've cut in half. I've got a mat of Highland Heather, and I've coloured in with blends. So I've used just 3. I've used the dark purple posy, dark soft sea foam, and light so saffron. I've then coloured, no I haven't, I've then stamped this and just punched it with the tailored tag and done a bigger piece of vellum, and then I've just put some rhinestones down. And then the next version, my stepped up version, I have done the same again, but I fussy cut the cake. Now if you've got the coordinated dies that we have as part of the offering at the moment, we've got some coordination products, and one of them is dies to go with this stamp set. Obviously you could use the die. I don't have the die, so I haven't used it. I've used Highland Heather and Versamark, so that I've got a heat embossed Celebrate, and that's with clear embossing powder. I've then added some Wink of Stella over the cake. I've coloured, although you can't see it, you may not be able to see it on camera, I've coloured the rhinestones with dark purple posy. This is the light, but with dark purple posy. And then I've added some more Wink of Stella just by taking my Wink of Stella and bashing to get a splattering of Wink of Stella. So there we go. Those are our 3 projects, from simple, whoops, flying, from simple to more casual to a more avid crafter. So thank you very much indeed for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. Do have a look at this vellum. It is gorgeous, and it's I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. That's the problem. It's pearlized. Can you see that it's pearlized? I'll try and pick that up with my photos, but it is going to be quite difficult. But it is slightly pearlized, which is gorgeous. So thank you very much indeed. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Do remember that there will be close-up photos on my website, which is linked below. If you don't already subscribe, you can do so by hitting the subscribe button in the bottom right-hand corner. And if you've got any questions or comments, please leave those below. Thank you very much indeed. Have a fantastic weekend, and I look forward to seeing you soon.